Well, welcome all back on board. Finally, yeah, it's been a funny old summer. It really has. As I said, people who've been following my channel realise that I haven't been on for, I forget how long it is now, 5-6 weeks since I've made a video. And after having those successful weekend last time when my brother came down and we lowered the mast and found out all that worked, and we took it out and we done some sailing, and we had an absolute terrific weekend. Had a few beers, went out for a meal. Great time. But unfortunately, things have moved on slightly. Unfortunately, yeah, not good really. Due to reasons beyond my control, it looks like I've got to change direction. Yeah. As people know, that I live about an hour and a half away from where the boat's moored. And getting to and fro from the boat has now become a problem due to my ability to drive. I've been put on medication, which I've been advised that I'm not allowed to drive no more while I'm still on this medication. We won't go into all my medical problems. You don't want to hear that. Anyway, so that means I decided that we'll have to sell the boat because it's ridiculous. It's going to sit here and it's just not going to get used, and it'll finish up like a lot of boats on marinas that are just unloved, unattended, and it just, it would go downhill. So I decided reluctantly to put the boat on the market. Sad still. You have to do what you have to do, don't you? I would much prefer to see the boat get some use and somebody else enjoy the boat, rather than the boat be sort of just stuck in the marina doing nothing, gathering weeds and deer, and of course the cost of keeping the boat and not using it. So there you go. So that's the position we're at the moment. Not good at all. But you always have to look forward. And then the wife says to me, God bless my lovely wife, she says, well, if Mohammed can't get to the mountain, why don't you bring the mountain to Mohammed? And I thought, what's she on about? She's gone diddler. Gone absolutely diddler. She says, well, if you can't get to the boat on a regular basis, why don't you move the boat? And I'm going, move the boat? Where? So, as I say, if you're not sure where I live about 15 minutes from the coast. A place called Wales, next to the sea. And it's like a little inlet, a very tidal inlet. And it's got a little harbour there and everything. And she said, well, why don't you look at bringing the boat and putting it in the harbour? At least it'll be close and you can get to it. And I thought, well, I suppose we could do, couldn't we? So we did some research. And lo and behold, yes, I can actually, because it's a bilge keel, I can actually move the boat up into Wales next to the sea in the harbour and leave it in the estuary. And it can sit on a sandbank on a swing mooring. Is it a swing mooring they called it? Yeah, so we've looked into that. So that is the project. The boat is still on the market because if somebody does want it, then yeah. But I'm not bothered now whether I sell it or not. Don't tell the wife though, will you? Because the alternative, plan B, must always have a plan B, is that I can move the boat from here, which is down on the Norfolk Broads, which is, if you followed my videos, is an inland riverway with lakes and everything in Norfolk. I can move the boat from here and take it up to Wales, which means it's only 10 minutes from home, which is brilliant. Which means I can go down and still use the boat. The only problem, it's at sea. Now, I've never sailed at sea before. I hadn't sailed much before when I got the boat, but at least on the river, I can sail it on the river and I can sail it on the Broads, on the lakes, and, we can now go and, all great and fun. So I'm now looking at, if the boat doesn't sell within the next 2 months, let me just think. I paid my mooring fees here to the end of the year. We're in August, like I say, here till December. So I'm looking at possibly October, November, relocating the boat if I don't sell it. So, but then we got all the hassle of, not hassle, it doesn't call it hassle, the enjoyment of converting the boat so it's seagoing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the boat does go to sea apparently. I've been on there, and it, the New Bridge Venturers does go to sea, so it's not a problem like that, I don't think. But of course, I've got to kit the boat out for the sea. Bang. Yeah, little things like you need an anchor, because I've only got a mud weight. So, we're going to have to get an anchor, get a FM radio. Apparently, I have to have a sea radio, flares and bits and pieces. But, that's just materialistic, yeah. But my biggest concern is sailing it up the Norfolk coast, which, if you look on a map for the people in America, I can leave Wroxham, Stalham area and take and actually go under motor from here, under a couple of bridges, now that we can get the mast down, and we can sort of motor down to Lowestoft, and then on the high water go out to sea, and then I've got about a 60-mile sea trip along the coast up to Wales. But having never sailed to sea, I'm not quite sure on tides and all that. So I've got three alternatives. One, I just go for it, just do it, and just try it, take it out. I can try and sail it up there, or I could actually just put the outboard motor on, make sure we got enough fuel, obviously, and just motor up. Don't go too far out to sea. Make sure it's nice weather and everything, and motor it up there. The other way is, which is I think the better way of doing it is find somebody who wants to sail with me, who is an experienced sailor, skipper who's got his own yacht or anything, who would like the enjoyment of sailing a junk rig sailboat up the Norfolk coast. So we're going to explore that. And of course the other way, the third way, is to actually just stick it on a low loader and trailer it up there. That would be the most expensive way, but at least it would get there. So that's where we're at the moment. You've got to go forward. In this world you're given obstacles and things are put in front of you, but you just have to go for it. Just think, well, nah, blow it. Let's I've got my bad card. Let's go and play another hand. So the thing is, A, might sell it. If we don't sell it, B, we'll just relocate closer to home, and we do it that way. I think that's the best way. That's the best way forward. So that's where we're at. I'm sorry that it's been. Anyway, let's get on to happier news. Happier news. We're off to America on holiday. Me and the wife. We're off to Washington, DC. To have a look at all the museums and everything and that. Be there for a little while, because as we're retired, it's just as cheap to go for 4 weeks than what it is for 2 weeks. So we're in Washington DC for 2 weeks. Loads of marinas down there and boats and everything, so hopefully I'll do a load of videos on the boating around there to cheer me up and have a look at big boats and little boats and sailing boats and motor boats, and there's a lovely quayside there. And if there's anybody in the States that wants to say hello, just give me a shout. As I say, we're in Washington from the 4th of September to the end of September. Virtually the whole of September we're in Washington DC. Really looking forward to it. Done a lot of research. It looks a wonderful place. The Smithsonian museums just look phenomenal. And then you've got the river there, which is called Potomac, yeah, river. So we can go down there, and we've got JFK's place to go to, and all the Lincoln memorials. It's just going to be great. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do in September. Then we're going to come back in October. If the boat hasn't sold in October, then I'm going to plan to move it in November and move it up to Wales. So, and then we can carry on and do some videos about sailing at sea, and just carry on with the channel, because when things happen, you just have to go forward, don't you? Just keep going. Yeah, keep going. Anyway, that's the position we're at. Sorry, it's been a long time since we've made a video, but I hope everybody else out there as well. Everybody else is keeping well and being good. Things here are getting better. The boat, I've just visited the boat. It took me a little while to get up the courage to come down there, because I was totally peeved off with the position of things. But the boat's in good condition. The outboard started. I've just started that. That's all okay. A little bit of scuff around the outside which needs cleaning off, but we'll do that next time when we get the jet wash and give it a good clean up and a good spruce and everything. But apart from that, there's no moisture, there's no water in the bilge or anything, so everything really in the boat is looking good. The boat's holding its end up, so that's the position. So all I can say to everybody out there, thanks a lot for listening. Thanks a lot. You know, it's good to me. It's good news. We got an exit. That's the most important thing. So be good, be happy, and don't forget, most of all, be very kind to those wonderful, wonderful animals. Tally bye. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. If you'd like to support my channel, you can do so by obviously sharing and liking and subscribing to the channel. But even more, I'd appreciate it more if you'd love to buy me a cup of tea so I can dunk my biscuits into. It would be greatly appreciated. Follow the link in the description. Thank you.